Our healthcare system may not be perfect, but it is the best in the world. More people in the United States of America are healthier, longer, and no one is going without care. Government bailouts are not the answer. Government takeover is not the answer. Both houses of Congress have been voting on bills that they have not read. If I'm not allowed to read a bill, then my answer shall always be a resounding no. Senator McConnell and Senator Bunning, did you hear me? If you're not allowed to read a bill, you should be voting no on it. And you should be fighting tooth and nail against it because it is a bill against the people. The free market must be allowed to function. With the free market come jobs, liberty, and commerce. We must return to our traditional principles for our liberty. Our faith in ourselves and in God must be restored. God and guns are not as dangerous as they say. We can promote safety. They should not be feared, but respected. God protects us through peace, where the gun protects us by force. We must return to the principles of supply-side economics. Why should the government spend unlimited amounts of money to impoverish us? Failure shall mean the destruction of the Constitution of the United States. Success shall be the defeat of the enemy. One issue at a time. This can be accomplished. I support lower taxes and I support tax reform. I support the repeal of payroll taxes and a child's right to live. I also support an elderly's right to a quality of life. And I oppose all legislation which is or can be thought of as unconstitutional. I have already sworn an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States of America from all enemies within and without. We have a great number of enemies within. I have been ignorant. I oppose illegal immigration. I support a sane and needful guest worker program. Only when the borders are secure. When the borders are secure, and we know who is coming across the border, then we can have a successful guest worker program. But not until the border is secure. I support first enforcing the current law to determine its effectiveness, and I oppose making new law without doing the research. I oppose onerous and draconian laws which impede upon the liberty of the people. I oppose all who would seek the control of others and refuse to control themselves. I expect people to control themselves and mind their business and not worry about their neighbor as much. There are those of us who take our liberty and do as we please. And then there are those that take their liberty and do to us as they please. This has got to stop. I support the people's rights given by God, enumerated within the Constitution of the United States of America. I support fair trade practices and the defense of the United States of America and Kentucky. Trickle-down economics is good, while trickle-down corruption and arrogance is bad. The only thing corruption brings is trickle-up poverty. I support a parent's right to educate their child as they see fit. Adding more regulation only serves to add to the criminal population. And when lawyers are the ones who make law, then you get laws that only lawyers can understand. Where then is the liberty of the people? If they cannot understand the law, how can you possibly expect to have a lawful people? Can a nation of criminals really survive? I seek to reduce the size of government and encourage those who would take action towards this goal. I seek to reduce the burden of taxation and return the excess funds to the people. I seek the return of the money stolen by the politicians and the government through its trust funds, namely the Social Security Trust Fund, namely the Federal Highway Trust Fund, namely about 1,000 other trust funds that the government is responsible for that now stand empty. I seek to protect the citizens of the United States and Kentucky from harm of our enemies. I seek no glory for myself. I only wish to serve Kentucky. I seek the full repayment and retirement of the national debt. And I adamantly oppose deficit spending in all its forms. President Bush has left the free market behind, and he has given us a stimulus package to help provide jobs with unemployment at 6%. President Obama gave us another, and now we have unemployment at over 10%. Has this worked? Mr. President, why have you created, with the help of Congress, 4 times of an already unpayable debt? Why is there a deficit of over $1 trillion this year alone? How many jobs have been preserved, Mr. President? The way that I see it, 3.4% of the nation's workforce has been destroyed. Over 10 million jobs lost since you took office 9 months ago. I checked the figure about 3 months ago. It may be more than that now, Mr. President. Where are the jobs that you sought to preserve? He who knows history can make history, whereas he who forgets history is condemned to make the same mistakes.